It's just awkward. Trying not to look awkward on camera makes you look more awkward. We should come up with like, you know, like everyone has like their intro thing, like...
What's going on, people?
We're back. God, no, not that. You know, like, good morning one and all and welcome to See Through Lens. Something like that. Tommy Grout's naked. Film Tommy Grout. Microphone. Film Tommy Grout with his...
Who's Tommy Grout? Oh.
Tommy! Hi, mate! Well, good morning and welcome back to Donington Park, where we don't have the best reputation, or at least the best track record here. Last time out at Donington Park, we blew the M3 up, but that won't happen this weekend because Ed's assured me that the engine's got loads of warranty left on it. He's currently not paying attention. And the year before that, we did the input bearing to the gearbox, and it threw gearbox fluid all over the clutch, and we had basically a failing clutch for 35 minutes of the 40-minute race. However, we've had a good couple of rounds at the end of last season where we picked up some trophies and we had a wicked time at Silverstone. So this weekend decided to do every race we could get in. So we've got new Millennium, which we always do. We've also decided to enter the Slicks race with the Lamborghinis and the Ferraris and the Porsches, and we'll just have to play that one completely by ear, but that's another 40-minute format. Adrian Bradley trying to put me off, obviously. Brilliant. You'll have to cut that bit. And then we've got Ramair tomorrow. So today consists of 2 qualifyings, 2 races, and then another qualifying for Ramair. And tomorrow is just 2 Ramair races. So all the action. Weather looks brilliant, which normally I would praise, but actually, so kind of hoping for a bit of rain because that might give us a bit of a chance. But it's not going to rain, obviously. It's lovely. So. It's literally barely even 9:30, and people are already taking the piss.
Success penalties?
Success penalties. Yeah, so we have success penalties for this round. Because of winning new Millennium at Silverstone, we've got a 20-second extra long pit stop that we have to add on. So realistically, you know, we've not got mad chances this weekend, but we'll go out and try like we always do. We'll send it, see what's left after all of this is done. But we're going to be better with the camera, I assure you of that. We're going to try, Cam's going to try and remember to stick the camera in my face every time we come back so that we've actually got some progress throughout the day. So it's quite a tight schedule, but we'll figure this out. I'm going to get my kit on because I've got to go to the holding area. Right, we're back from qualifying New Millennium.
Can you
Oh,
not do it there? Because I'm just about to put wheels on.
come on, it's okay. You do your thing. Right, we're back from qualifying New Millennium. We're P3, which again is a bit better than we thought, but there were 47 cars because they're running 2 series together in qualifying and in the race with turbo tin tops. So getting a clear lap was basically everything. There was a red flag early on in the session, and it allowed us actually to be at the front of pit lane when we restarted. So a steady installation lap and 1 good clear lap, albeit you'll see on the onboard there's a shocker of a mistake on the lap. I'm going to blame the gearbox at this point. I tried to go down a gear and it went down and back up, and it did it again and it did it again. And by the time all that's going on, I've missed the apex and I'm basically almost on the grass, and it cost me 6/10. But my fastest lap was still good enough for P3, and with 6/10 we could have been closer to the boys at the front. P1 has gone to Colin Turkington, who no doubt none of you have heard of him. He's just a BMW Works touring car driver, so he by a long way as well. So that's humbled everybody. So now we'll all fight for second. But yeah, it went really well, really pleased. And now we've got a very quick turnaround before going out in the Slicks qualifying in about 20 minutes. So see how we go. Right, we're back after Slicks qualifying. Jack's pretending to take the wheels off. Nathan's trying to bomb the back of the image. And we were P3 in qualifying for Slicks, which is great. I'm behind the exact two people that I'm behind in New Millennium. So, Colin Turkington and, is it Mark Smith? Mark Smith are in the Amspeed E36 that we raced at Alton Park last year for the last round. And then Nathan is P2 on the grid. And we're in the mix with Lamborghinis and Ferraris and everybody else. So pretty pleased about it. Just did the first 10 minutes, didn't want to wear the car out. There's a little bit more time in it, but nothing that would have changed this position. So now we can go out there and stick an afternoon of racing. 240-minute races. Can't wait for this, it's going to be class.
What is the best part of 36.5 minutes of racing remaining on the clock by the time the cars come around the final corner and see the red lights illuminated. So safety car peels left into the pit lane. Nathan Wells keeping Mark Smith in as close to his side of the circuit as possible. The red lights go on, they go out now. It's a good start from the second row of the grid. Out of the final corner they will come. The safety car peels off to the left, and delaying the start as much as possible is Mark Smith. He can choose when he goes, puts his foot to the floor now, albeit the safety car lights and boards are still on. Now it goes to green. car. So Colin Turkington wins here at Donington Park, followed by Graham Crowhurst. Andy Yeomans in 3rd place, then it was Brian Bransom in 4th place. Tommy Grout finished in 5th ahead of John Cockerton in 6th place.
Third overall, third in class, and then one Yeomans. Second in class, and then one.
So, in a race where everything basically happened, we had 2 safety cars and a code 60. We had a mess up at the start and don't really know what was going on. We finished P3 overall, P3 in class, which, considering the 20-second penalty we had for the pit stop, I will take all day long. The boys are literally just trying to get everything ready to go back out again. Nathan's car's not looking too good. Maybe a little bit of B-roll in there. He had an incident. But we've got the Slicks race coming up literally in the next 20 minutes, so got to go again. Let's go.
absolutely zero.
Right, okay.
Then, so it's to the floor, and it just felt like I only had rears.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought that, but it was just like 20% braking effort. I couldn't get the pedal back for the rest of the lap. I was trying to just see if I could get back in the pits.
Right.
And I just about seemed to get a firmer pedal just coming back round the Melbourne loop.
Okay.
So I knew I could stop in the pits. If not, I would have just parked on the grass.
Fucking hell. Okay, sorry, mate.
It's not your fault at all. It's annoying because...
Yeah. No, sorry about that. Okay, all right, hop out. I'll let it cool off and I'll bring it back to the truck.
Matty always appears when you're about to do a bit for camera, doesn't he? Can't help himself, can he?
I'm doing Mooney, but I can show you my boxer
Why
shorts.
has it been 3 times today we've seen someone's arse?
Right, well I might be over here laughing, but I've got nothing really to laugh about. We didn't have the race we wanted in the slicks race. We got off to a reasonable start, to be fair, and held our own, and it was going quite well. There was a bit of a brake issue that came in after 5 or 6 laps, where the pedal was going quite long into the floor. Tried to drive around it for a bit, and in fairness, the brake pedal came back a little bit, and I was just concerned it wasn't pad knockoff.
1 minute.
No, he's all right. We're not monetised on all these anyway, so
Yeah.
so yeah. The brake pedal issue when we came into the pits to do our mandatory pit stop got significantly worse, and when we left the pits, had no brake pedal at all. Tried to coast around the lap to see if we could bring the brake pedal back, try and maybe if it was temperature related, get the temperature back down in the brakes. And it wasn't really working, so we came back in, parked it up, and the guys are currently trying to engineer something to help a little bit better. So who knows? We're out for Ramair qualifying in about 40 minutes. So there we get on.
Come on, get me a video.
I want you around all the
If it
time.
goes live on YouTube, I guarantee I'll give you some kind of LiquiMoly sponsorship if this goes live on your channel. Promise, okay?
That's what's it. You said it now, it's going in.
If it goes on live on your channel,
How much is it
I promise you, from me, this can go global. From LiquiMoly, I'll get you some kind of LiquiMoly sponsorship if this goes live, okay?
Okay, deal.
Not
I don't want to catch anything.
A few moments later.
I'm going to keep changing the side that I put the microphone on, just to keep people guessing. Well, that didn't go to plan. Ramair qualifying, unfortunately, we broke the gearbox. Well, we didn't. I broke the gearbox straight away, right at the start. So, back of the grid tomorrow. We're going to see if we can get the 5-speed H pattern in it overnight, so that we can still do some running tomorrow. And if we can, happy days. If not, then the weekend is cut a little short. Get Jazz Sapper on camera.
How are you?
Do you want to be in it?
Fastest man in an F80.
Hope so.
I guess we'll find out tomorrow whether we're back then.
Yeah, if there's footage after this, then we definitely go and race it. I'm going to come tomorrow anyway because I like to support all the boys. Nathan's car's currently knee deep in a rebuild due to the accident he had. So I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be in a slightly different class for Ramair because we're going to run a H pattern. So never driven the car with a H pattern in it before. Ever since I bought the car in 2019, it's always had this elite 6-speed sequential in it. It's not the best. It's we've sort of put up with it knowing that it's a bit weak. We rebuild it quite regularly just to keep it working. We've asked a lot of it today, doing quali and then a 40-minute race and nearly another 40-minute race. I think we've probably pushed it a little bit too hard. It's not really built for maybe doing this. So 5 speed for the win. See ya. Right, it's Sunday morning. Everybody looks like they're very tired and has had a really long night, and to be fair, the Woodrow guys have been unbelievable. They have done a gearbox swap in the 36 and they've completely rebuilt, or at least thanks to some tape, sorted out Nathan's front end on his E46. So we've got the first Ramair race of the day in 30 minutes time, starting from the back of the grid. Me and Nathan and Adrian are all from the back, so let's see how we get on. Try and make our way through the chaos and have a laugh one way or the other.
Ahead of Sean Wortley and Joe Collier on row number 11. Luke Yeomans is next up with Adrian Bradley / Nathan Wells, depending on who is there. James Card claims the win from Brian Branson in second place, and Graham Truehurst won Class B as he finished in third place. Jason West was fourth with Ollie Neves and Paul Cook wrapping up the top six. Then it was Klaus Kuiker who claimed his win in Class N in seventh place ahead of Luke Yeomans, who was in eighth place. Wayne Lewis and Dave Avis were ninth and 10th respectively.
I should be more upbeat, shouldn't I? Because we had a mega race through from the pretty much dead last to P9 overall and P2 in class. But the boys literally 2 minutes ago have told me that somehow, even finishing the race, we've actually pretty much ripped the rear trailing arm out of the chassis of the car. So our second race is, I don't know, probably not going to happen. But we've got a lot of time between now and then, but the reality of trying to weld a chassis in a pit lane with intermittent rain and all the other fun things that are taking place this weekend, we're going to have to just watch this space. So if there's something after this, then you'll see it. It's totally unknown at the moment, but it's not the sort of thing that is just a spare part that is needed to be found up and down pit lane. This is something that the car, you know, fundamentally needs repairing. So so good. The boys worked so hard overnight putting the gearbox in the car, and we went out there and just drove the absolute wheels off of it to get it up the grid. But we'll see how we go. Fingers crossed.
Formation lap is continuing round, but the clock has started to tick, so already the race is underway. We've got tight for time. We've got a lot to try and cram in this afternoon, so I think the second formation lap is just going to eat into the race time. So safety car peels its way into the pit lane. James Card is about to work his way with 15.5 minutes over the start-finish line, and in reality, we now get the race underway. some damage to the front left-hand corner of her car where the contact was made. So Freya Belk on the grass, on the inside of the old hairpin, going nowhere, and that, I'm afraid, is going to bring him out to safety car. We're good to go at the end of this lap, so he'll be able to increase his pace a little bit now for the remainder of this lap, and hopefully we'll have 7 3/4 minutes maybe of the race remaining, 7.5 minutes by the time we get the race back underway.
Yeah, I'd imagine 7.5 minutes will be the time we'll be looking at, Nathan.
Just one of the cars just got loose under braking, wasn't there? And then by the time you tried to gather it up, slamming straight into the side, and it does look as though the red flags are coming out with 4 minutes to go, and that does mean we've now passed 75% distance as well, so the session will not restart. So
Right, well that ends a very eventful final Ramair race. You really got to watch the live stream to have it explained, but we started into the safety car due to there being oil down on the circuit, which cost us 4 minutes of racing. We then had, I think, a couple of green flag laps followed by a safety car due to a collision, which took us up to about 12 or 13 minutes into the race, I'm guessing, and then one more flying lap, and there was a big crash at the old hairpin, and the race result was called. We have got absolutely no idea where we finished. The current position on the race thing says that we were P1 in class. If I am, it feels a hollow one because there's cars here, there and everywhere, and we can't really work out where we're going to end up finishing. So I got my P2 from the first race of the day, which I'm really pleased with. We had a lot of issue with the car in between those races, and the boys at Woodrow did an unbelievable job getting us back out racing, so I love that. I couldn't ask for a better team, so I appreciate that massively. And as for the result of what's coming, we don't know, but if it turns up before Cam ends up posting this, we'll put something in the text at the end. But a pretty wild roller coaster of a weekend of highs and lows and everything in between, and she's going back on the trailer under her own steam, which is great, albeit with a 5-speed H-pattern gearbox in it, which I think we actually might just race because it's way more reliable than the Elite. But we had a lot of fun, and now we've got to go back to work and carry on the day job. See ya.